Good afternoon. Hello, hello, hello. Let's make this bigger. Right. So are you ready? So you've got choices for the start. I'm going to do a little bit of footwork. So just going to move. All right, so good afternoon. A little bit of footwork to start. We're going to go quite heavy on the springs. So if you've got one of these black reformers, you can go 3 reds and a yellow. And if you've got the Align Pilates one, you can go 2 reds and a green, okay? And then we are going to come onto your backs, arms by your sides, arms straight, palms down, long neck. You could even turn your head from side to side and there wouldn't be any tension in your neck. Okay, so then you're then going to put the balls of the feet on, a light space in your lower back here, eyes on the ceiling, and you're going to drop one heel under the bar, and then like I said, this is going to be quite a tough start because of the spring. So one heel and then the other. How far can you drop one heel and lift the other? Okay, for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. And then you're going to come all the way in. You're going to put your heels on. And then you're going to press away through your heels, feet hip width apart. Okay. Okay, so breathing out, toes point towards the ceiling. And then feel come out the backs of your thighs slowing you down as you approach the reformers. The backs of your thighs are slowing you down. There's still this heavy pelvis, heavy rib cage at this light space, so you're maintaining that. As you breathe out now, I want you to think about breathing out through pursed lips, breathing out through your mouth as you press away. So you're going to breathing out, breathe out as you press away. Okay, and then come all the way in, and then heels together, toes turned out, V shape, and then into a kind of frog leg move. So your feet are like this, and then you're zipping through your inner thighs as you press away. The knees are wide, and then it's going to feel a little bit more inner thighs as you press. Good, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then feet wide on that foot bar. So heels on, toes turned out, and then same kind of move, but your feet are wider. And then breathe out, 8, 7, 8 wide, 6. You're still keeping that breath going, still that light space in your lower back. And as you breathe out, the belly button gets closer to your spine as you breathe out. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now you're going to keep the right leg wide and put your left leg in tabletop. And now you're going to press through that right leg only. Okay, so it's kind of a funny angle on that leg. 2, breathing out, press away. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then you come in and swap legs. So the left leg is on, and the right leg is in tabletop. And you're going to press away. 1. So we've just got these heavy springs. 2, 3, not many reps. 4, 5, 6, pressing away. 7, and 8. Good. Come in, shake the legs. So now you're going to make it a little lighter, okay? Because we're going to do some legs and feet and straps. So go 2 reds and a yellow, or if you're on that green spring, you could have 1 red and 1 green spring, okay? So if that's the Align Pilates bed on the black reformers, 2 reds, light, 2 reds and a yellow, a little bit heavier on the black. Balanced body one. So we're going feet in straps. We're still looking at neutral spine. Back of the pelvis heavy, back of the rib cage heavy, light space. Arms are long, so reaching the arms along. There's no tension in the legs, in the neck. So you could look from side to side right now, and it'd just be really easy to do. So as some of you know, this is a little bit different to the other weeks where we can't see you. This is a kind of a webinar, not a meeting. So the reason for this is so that we can record the session, and then if you've got anybody in your family that wants to do the class, they can just download it and just do this same class again a little bit later. We have a message, and you can quite happy to spring. Hi Tash, just join us. So 2 reds or 2 reds and yellow. Just feet in straps. So you're breathing in on the way up and then breathing out on the way down. And on the way down, the feet don't go lower than your foot bar on the way down. And on the way up, you're just getting to that point where you can lift your legs as high as they'll go without the tailbone coming off the carriage. Okay, and then we're going to go heels together on the way down and toes together on the way up. Okay, so just getting rid of that box on the screen, sorry to be in the way. Okay, heels together on the way down, toes together on the way up. So your thigh bones are turning in a hip socket to move your feet. So think about that movement in there to rotate the feet. So 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. And then from the top, you're going to go out and into a leg circle. So you're going to, the feet will turn out slightly at the top, and then you're reaching out to the side. So come up in the center, breathe in, and then breathe out as you go round. Breathe in, and then breathe out. Breathe in. Two, and 1, and then into frog legs, so heels together, toes turned out. Pull the knees apart and then reach. So your feet are heading over the foot bar. They're not that high, they're this high. Imagine those feet are just sort of moving forwards and back along a shelf at the same height. Now, as you bend the legs, keeping your heels together and toes turned out, you're pulling the knees wide. And I want you to breathe in here and then breathe out as you reach. Again, with that breath out through pursed lips, nice strong breath. Because with that breath out, you're going to engage your core muscles, your pelvic floor muscles will work with that breath. Your core muscles will work. So your pelvic floor muscles are part of your core, but just to emphasize, you don't have to think about squeezing anything in particular. Just use that breath and everything will sort of fire naturally. Okay. Now keep the legs straight. So if you've got your headrest up for this, they need to go down because we're going to go into short spine. So this is where your feet are together. You're peeling off the carriage, your hips come off, your arms are long, and then you're reaching your legs as long as they'll go. So long spine. Now bend the knees, roll that down, and then when the tailbone touches, you press away. So as you come down, your body's in a ball-like position, and it just rolls back down nicely onto the carriage. There's no sort of thudding down. The thudding happens when you come down, when you're not rounded, you're not in enough flexion, you're not scooped enough, you're not in a ball. Okay, so that roll down should be smooth as you come down, and then press away. Up, over, roll, press. We'll do one more of these. Up, over, roll, and press. Good. And then from there, legs up at 90 degrees, and then wide, reach up towards the straps. And then it's an inner thigh stretch, and you can rock from side to side. 8, 7 seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. And then feet out of the straps. Putting them back. Okay, so we are going to come up onto our knees, go red, blue. The same for everyone now, the same springs for everyone. One red and one blue. And then you're going to go into knee stretch. And the idea of the knee stretch is a little bit of core control needed. And we're going to get a stretch through the kind of front of the hips and thighs. Now, what the body wants to do is cheat here. The head and shoulders want to move. I want you to think about the knees working independently from the rest of your body. So the knees are coming underneath you and then they're moving away. So Catherine's right now, she's in a neutral spine position, just so think about a very straight back. And if I use my logoed stick, everything's logoed in this house, even the dog will be logoed soon. I'm going to put this stick along Catherine's back, and you can see the back of the rib cage, back of the bum, back of the head, all are a lovely line, okay? That's where, that's not really moving too much. Now, I want you to go into a rounded spine position, so go into elephant, so scoot, so you can see the shape change. Now do the same movement with the knees. Now, it's a lot harder for the knees to come in and out, staying rounded, staying scooped. So you're not going to feel like the knees move as much. Now change your breathing around, so the knees, as they come in, you're going to breathe out. And I want you to feel like your tummy muscles are working as the knees come in, like you were doing a stomach crunch, like you were doing a little sit-up, you're breathing out as you come up. I want you to feel like as the knees come in, you go, and you feel these contract. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now go into extension. So we're going to lift the spine that way, the chest through the arms. Now do the same move with the legs. 7, 6, so in extension, pulling the shoulder blades back and down, chest through the arms. 3, 2, and 1. And rest. Well done. Good. Okay, so roll the shoulders. Come up onto the knees, arms forward. So we're going to go into. So now that these quads have had a little bit of a stretch, this move on its own is kind of a mat move. And the bum is just, you're tucking the tailbone under here. So stay scooped. Now the bum is going to travel down towards the heels as you go back. But you're reaching the arms forwards as you travel back, and you're going to get a stretch again through the quads as you do this. The further back you go, the harder it is. You say if you want to push it, off you go. 2 more. But you don't really have to go back that far to actually feel this stretch. And good. Come up. Right, step down to the left side of your beds. Red spring or red and yellow if you want to make it tougher. So red and yellow if you want to make it tougher. If you're on a hard floor, you could put a mat down for your left foot, but if you're on carpet, it won't matter. Or you might have some snazzy, grippy socks on by Tabby Noir, where you'll get a grip on the floor. Okay, so both legs straight, and now you're going to move your legs forwards and back. So breathe in as you come in, breathe out as you go back. And try and keep both legs straight. So the first move is just a nice stretch. You're going to get a stretch in the back of the left thigh and through the front hip. Now, as you go back, that right hip wants to cheat and move back to the right. Imagine you've got a couple of headlamps on your hips, and those headlamps are facing front, and they stay facing front as you move. 2, 1. Now bend the left leg and then scooter. So right leg. You can take your hands away, or you can keep your hands on to make it tougher. Again, you're thinking about the headlamps forwards. I also want you to stay neutral. So you're going to lean forwards a little bit, so you're in this position, and then back leg reach back. I don't want you rounded here. If you had a sort of handy broom or golf club, you could put that on your back every now and again and have a little check. No one's going to see you. Check you're in that position. So, as the Americans say, they go head, back, crack, just to check. They do. They've always got a little saying, haven't they? 4, 3, 2, 1. And then from there, we're going to skater. So you're going to go, if the left leg is forwards, the left leg is going to go on the platform, and the right leg is on the couch. You're facing that way. You're going to sink straight down. So this move, the scooter was working with the left hip, and now this skater is still working this muscle in the left hip. So just piecing these two moves together, and you're going to press away. Now, try and keep the left leg still and bent, and still stay neutral here. So still in neutral as you press that leg away. So 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Stand up. Okay. Over to the other side of the bed. So scooter skater on the other side. So Catherine's going right foot forwards. Left foot against the shoulder rest. And then the stretch. So obviously the stretch before the scooter. That's what I meant. Well, good work. So both hips are facing front. So you've got your headlamps on those hips, and they're facing front. That left hip is twisting left, and that way you're going to get a nice stretch on the back of that right thigh and through the front of your left hip. 2 more. 1 more. Okay, now bend that front leg and then scooter. So breathe out, reach, breathe out. So you're reaching. Now, how far back could you push that leg? Keeping the front leg at the same angle. Neutral spine, so if we had to check now, that's ideal. And you're reaching that leg back. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I'm going from scooter into skater. So standing up, sinking, and then pressing that outside leg away. Okay, so you're holding that neutral position, and we're just challenging, really challenging. Now it's Catherine's right side of her hip. So right foot is on the platform. And you're just going to press away and breathe out for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stand up, shake the legs. Okay, so hop down. Good. Switch to a yellow spring. Come and put the box on. So go and grab your boxes and put it onto what we call the short box. And if you have weights, you can grab weights. So this is in the middle and it's touching the shoulder rests. If you don't have weights, you can grab a couple of cans of something or a couple of water bottles. And if you still don't have those, don't worry. Okay? You're then going to come and stand on your platform but face your box. So there won't be a lot of room. And if your bar is you haven't got enough room here to stand up. You just need to drop your bar one that way to so you've got a little bit of room, so you can stand up. So this is a bit unstable. It's harder than doing a lunge sequence facing the other way, but it's a Friday, why not? We're going to put the right foot onto the carriage and the left foot stays on it. Now, if you don't feel comfortable in this position, then what you need to do is put your weights down on the floor so that your hands are ready to grab the box to stop yourself from sort of hurtling off the reformer and doing yourself any unnecessary damage. Okay, so what's going to happen is Catherine's back leg, the heel is lifted, the back leg is straight. She's going to press the carriage away and sink into her front leg. Okay, and the arms are going to be by the sides. And then she's going to bring it back in and then stand up. Now this is super slow and steady, you're not going to rush this. And you're using the front heel to press into the carriage to bring yourself back in. And the back foot will work. If you keep the heel lifted on the back foot here, then it will force more weight into this front leg and make it harder. So if that's too hard, allow the heel to sort of come down a bit as you come back in, just to help stabilize you. Now, as you go out, you can raise your arms up to shoulder height. If that's too much and your weights are too heavy, you can do a bicep curl. Okay, so I don't know why I brought the 3 kilo weights home, but I did. 1 kilo weights, 2 kilo weights would be kind of a more front raise arm action. If you've got heavy weights, you can just bicep curl. Good, and then you're going to come out and hold. Arms are just going to be by your sides. Now from there, all you're going to do is do a little pulse through your hips. You're just going to sort of move up and down. 8, 7, 6, just to finish off this leg. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly bring it back in. And then stand up, feet together. Good, and then shake legs. So get into position, you're raising your back heel here and you're on the toe. The front leg is on the carriage. You're sinking in. Now you sink into the legs and then come back up. But the deeper you sink into that leg, the tougher you make it. You have a choice of, as you go out, if you want to, you can bicep curl. If you've got the lighter weights, you can do a front raise as you go out. So you can lift your arms up. And your thumbs will be up like this. Okay, back leg straight. And then you swing. It's a super slow move, no rush. Just take your time. And if you want to make it a little easier as you come back in, you can allow that heel sort of here to drop a little bit. Once you've got yourself stable, you really want to keep your eyes forward. You don't want to keep turning your head to see what's going on. Just want to listen to the cues. You've done it on one side, so you should know what the 2 moves are. Okay, so on the next one, you're going to go out there and hold. Arms by your sides, and you're going to do a little pulse through the hip, up and down. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back in. Stand up. Okay, you're going to swap legs again. So right leg will go forwards again. Haven't finished yet, unfortunately. I'm sorry. So the right foot goes back into position. You're going to go out. Arms will just be by your sides. You're in that long lunge position. Now all you're going to do is use your back leg to pull you in and then extend the back leg to press your way. So the front leg stays at this angle and just your back leg is being used to move you in the reformer. And the body stays pretty upright here. eyes looking forwards. So this is a super slow control. But if you want to make it even harder, you can just raise your biceps to 90, your arms to 90 degrees and just hold it there. Okay. 3 more. 2 more. And 1 more. Come all the way in. And shake the legs again. Good. And then swap legs. So, ready? You're out. And then it's all about the back leg. So you bend the back leg and extend the back leg. The front leg stays bent, stays at the same angle throughout the move as you move in and out. If you want to make it a little bit tougher, you can just hold your arms to 90 degrees. And then press in and out for here. Good. 4. 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in. Shake the legs. Okay, so we're going to come to facing. So if you just face me, we'll go into side splits. Okay, so 1 foot is against the box, and then you're going to bring it in. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do 1 side split. You're going to bring it in, drop down, and then all the way up. Now, as you go out, you're going to keep your weights above your head. So you go out for the side split, bring it back in, drop down with your pelvis back and your chest up, and then drive up. And then you're going to hold your weights there. So a little bit of shoulder stability while you're doing side splits. Now, if your ceiling is too low, you can just keep the weights here. So remember, you've got 1 side splits and then 1 squat. Or you could hold your arms out, perhaps here all the time. So if you've got no weights, you could just hold your arms out straight, and that will be challenging for your shoulders. Good, now squat down and hold. Raise the heel on the outside leg. Put the weights behind you so they're like this. Just give me a little tricep press first, nothing else, with your chest up. So imagine your little finger is moving behind you and reaching to the wall behind you. That's where you're. Okay, so the elbows don't move, it's just the lower part of the arm that's moving. Now, as you do that little tricep kickback, you're going to lift your heels on the carriage and then send the carriage in and out. So just a little skater. So away and then in. Actually, if you want to, you can bring this foot to the start of the carriage so it's not near the box. We'll try that. 8 with a tricep press. 7, 6. So still in neutral. 5, which is perfect. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Heel down and roll the shoulders. Good. Okay, so we're going to face the other way. Foot against the box. You're going to do some side splits. Just do a couple first, so your legs move in and out. And focus on the head here, staying in the middle of your feet. Breathe out as you go out. Breathe in as you come in. Okay, now bring the carriage in, weights on the shoulders, drop down into a squat and press. Squat, press. Now as you press up, keep the arms up high and then go out and in. So squat down, press up, arms up, take it out and in. So sink down, press up, take the carriage out and in, squat down, reach up. We've got taller. Suddenly we're now hitting the ceiling. I don't know. Catherine's gained an inch doing reformer work. Okay. Good. So you're going to sink down now. Adjust your foot so it's at the beginning of the carriage. Elbows back. Do a little kick back first. And then raise that heel. And then as you do the kick back, you're going to move the carriage away. So for 8, 7, breathe down. Reach 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, well done. Roll the shoulders. Step down carefully. Put everyone one red spring and turn the boxes to a long box. Now this is going to be one of those moves where it's going to be a bit tricky to get into position, especially if you're tall. But you're going to have to do a bit of fidgeting around to do this, okay? So it's our shoulder bridging, but it's on the box. We haven't done this before, so we're going to give it a go. So if you're small, this is going to be fine. Your bum and your head are going to fit on the box when you lie on your back. But if you're tall, that bum is going to come off the box. So what you're going to do is you're going to put your feet on the bar, with your arches of the feet on the bar. You're going to push the carriage away a bit so that you've got some space here. And then the head is on the box. And if you can, I want everyone's bum now. So shuffle away till it slightly hangs off the box. So you can feel like the pelvis has dropped down. Good. Remember, we're on one red. You're now going to move to the balls of your feet. So you're near your toes, all right? So near your toes. Now you're going to try and bridge from this position. So you're going to keep the carriage pretty now still. You're going to press into your feet, lift the hips up, and then come down. And as you come down, you'll feel like the bum drops off the end of the box. So you're getting a little bit of more movement than we would normally on the carriage, because obviously the carriage there's nothing there, there's a gap. You're staying with high heels. Good. So it's hard to keep the carriage still, and it's hard to move through your feet. You're then going to stay high, with your hips high, and then from here you're going to press away for hamstring curl. Press away and then come in. So your head is on the box, your shoulders are on the box, you're not on your neck, and the bum is off the box. Just give me 5 more here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the carriage in. Now let the bum come down just for a little rest, and then lift up again and hold. Okay, so now in a lovely straight line, chest, hips, legs. From there, we're now going to walk the feet. We're going to take 1 foot away, reach the leg, put it back on the bar, and then do the other leg. 2, 3. 8 of these, okay? 4, okay, I've got a concerned look here, so 5, 6, 7, 8, okay, now come down, so you rest a bit, and then come straight back up and hold. Now, right leg up in the air. Now, like a windscreen wiper, it's going to move down and then up, but the box doesn't move. 1, you don't move, just the leg. 2, with the hip up, see there's a space here. 3, magic. 4, 5, this is hard, let's just do 6. 6, now put the foot down and then swap legs. And we're going to go down. Doesn't pass the other thigh, so just comes to knee level, then straight up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, both feet on. Then let the bum come down again, and then come up. Now this is a little kind of easy move, like a semicircle it's called. Make sure your hips are high to start with. Now press away, this is easier than the hamstring go. Now from here, let the back come down, roll down through until the tailbone hangs off the box. Good. Now bring the carriage in, and all the way in, all the way in. Now lift your hips up and send the thighs forward. Keep the hips high. Now press away, reach away, hold, let the back roll down and the bum settles down the box, and then you bring the carriage in. So that's why it's called semicircle. So just imagine your hip making this semicircle move. So up, reach, roll, come in. Now normally in semicircle we reverse that move, but we're not going to today. Come all the way in and then shake the legs.
Because you're disappointed with what you see.
Yeah, because it'll just be too hard to talk Catherine through. And relax. So put the heels on and then just have a little shake. Good. Have a little shake. Okay, so now we're going to come onto your sides. I don't mind how you do this. So you might want to step down to come up or just roll onto your sides. And we're doing a side lying series on the box. Oh, yes. So your elbow is actually going to come onto the headrest and your head is on your hands like this. Yeah, so it should feel quite relaxed. If you're really short, I don't know who's in today, you might find this is, you haven't got enough length here. So you might want a pillow or a yoga block if you're short under your elbow, or you could actually, just lift the headrest up higher to help you get up high. So you see Catherine's head now is in sort of the middle of the body, and her body's in the middle of the box. Same spring. Okay, so the first move is knee in and lead with the heels, so bend the leg and then press away. So we're now working this muscle here. Okay, so it's going to be your hip. We've just been doing some glute work, working the big muscles, and now we're kind of getting into the smaller muscles in your hip. So pressing away, and you're just breathing out as you press away. Now she reaches this leg long to me, so knee towards the chest, and then you could also sort of send the legs slightly behind you. So the knee comes forwards, a little bit of space in the back of the knee, and then press. So 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then try with straight leg. So the leg comes forwards in front of the hip. And you're trying to do this without your spine rounding. Okay? Without your spine rounding. Your spine wants to cheat, Nick. So keep your spine long and straight. And when your leg comes forwards, only bring it forwards enough until your leg doesn't force your back to round. So just bring it forwards and back. Okay, 4, 3, 2, and then hold still. Good. And then from here, could you just circle the foot around? Good, around. Are you swearing yet, Irene? No? It's too easy. So reach that leg, and now circle it around the other way. Good. 4, 3, and 2, And 1. Good. And then rest the leg. So the leg comes out. You can have a little shake of your legs. Good. And then actually, if you come and sit, come and stand up. Come and stand up. And that leg you've been working, if it's your right leg, you're going to put it on your left knee, and you're going to stretch that hip there as you sit back. Give it a little stretch. Okay, so that's 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then up. Okay, so your sideline facing the other way. Your elbow is down. And you get yourself into position. Your spine is long, so you're not rounded at all. Your neck is long. Your knee comes in, and then you lead with that heel, breathing out. As you kick that leg, you're thinking about maybe the leg kind of almost move behind you as you reach that leg. Good. Reach, breathe out. Don't forget that breath mode. Breathe out. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. And then that leg comes forward, so you get a nice stretch in the back of the thigh, and then reach. So the foot, I know it's kind of being dragged down here, but you're trying to keep that foot the same height as your hip. Once you sort of fall down. And then use that strong breath, Lucy. Go, strong breath. Breathe in through the nose, breathe out through the mouth. Go. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Reach that leg. Okay, 4, 3, 2, and reach, and then circle the foot around, up and around. Good, reaching the leg long. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then round the other way, up and around. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Then bend the leg, and then take the leg out. Woo. And then shake the leg. Shake the leg. So then you're going to put that heel on the knee.
Just collapsed against the wall.
Did he? Well, it's lucky the
Hopefully
wall.
nobody saw.
It's lucky the wall's there. The smaller the room, the better. You've just got more things to lean against and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so the bar is going to go down. You're going to go to 1 blue spring. Nick, you might want to do blue, yellow if you want to make it harder for your upper body. So you're going to line your sides. It's actually the same position. Elbow down. And then you're going to take your right hand and short. Now this is hard to do. This is kind of a bit of a balancing act. Your body's in the middle and it's going to be a bit precarious here. Your top hand's going to go in the short strap and above your arm. And then all we're going to do, we're going to take this hand down to this hip with the legs arrow-like. The rope will just sort of miss the face as you bring it towards your hip. So you're just bringing it down, and the rope, as you can see, it's missing Catherine's face. Okay, so we're breathing out 5, and so the core muscles are working hard just to keep your legs in this position. 4, 3, and then the lat is working in and the muscle in the side of your back. hard, it's working hard. 2, side of your core is working hard. 1, now bring the hand forwards in front of you and then into that hip. And so we're going to do that move for 6. And then we're going to go to the other side. So that's all we've got in here. Nothing fancy. 5, 4, breathe in, breathe out. 3, breathe in, breathe out. 2, breathe in, breathe out. 1, and then that strap can go back. 1 move on. Okay, and come over to the other side. Do the same move. Nick, I'm going to drop a blue band into you later. So I have a session at the studio, so I'm just going to whiz over on my motorbike and just throw it through your post. Breathe out. Hands up to your shoulder and then down to your hip. 2. So same thing on the other side. Long ribs, long legs, toes pointed. 3, 4, 5, 1 more. Long arm, straight arm. 6, and then bring the arm forwards and back. So in front of your shoulder and then into your hip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. And then take that strap away. Good. Okay, and then we'll just do a little bit of work for our backs. So you're going to come and sit forwards, feet on the headrest. Nick, you can have the same spring. Actually, anyone who wants to make this harder is blue, yellow. Okay? So you're going to cross the straps over, short straps. You're going to sit really tall. Again, we're looking at that lovely neutral spine position and then pulling wide. Okay, sitting nice and tall. Catherine has always been used to, since she was a kid, being in this posture, so it's quite easy to get her to get into neutral, because her dad used to beat her as a child and tell her to stand up straight, sit up tall from an early age. So she's now, it's now just very easy and natural. Well done, Dad. Yes, imagine what your kids could look like if you were allowed to beat them. 2 more. And 1 more. Good. And then uncross them. Good. And then sit tall. And then a little roll back. He didn't really beat her. He's a very nice man. Tuck the tailbone under, scoop, roll back. Arms just out here, and then stay scooped, and then come back up. Sit nice and tall, go back to that position. Now, the lighter you are on those loops, the harder it is. So if you want to make it easier, you can reach down to the knot section of your ropes, and that will give you a little bit more feedback on the way up. So we've almost finished. We'll do another 3 of these. Breathe out as you go down. 1. 2. And 3. Come all the way up. Sit nice and tall. Roll the shoulders. Good. Long loops back on the pegs. And now we're going to put the box down out of the way. You can stay on the same springs for this. So 1 blue or blue yellow is harder. Kneeling, offering, facing the bar. So grab your long loops to make it easy, short loops make it harder. We're going to come from here to here for offering. Be careful, this is unstable, so don't go too quickly, otherwise you're going to fly forwards. If you want to make this easier, just keep your bum on your heels and just do the arm movement like this, breathing out. Your elbows are fairly close to your bodies, you bring it in, and then you breathe out. Think about the movement coming from here as you, again, through pursed lips. Fill it in a neutral spine position as you reach. Okay, 2 more. And 1 more. And then hold up. Good, now this move is hard. You're going to take your arms wide to here and then bring your fingers together. Keeping, this move is just called hug a tree, keeping your arms slightly bent. And as you bring the fingers together, your collarbones are wide even when your fingers come together. So this is harder. This is harder to stay up on the knees and stabilize your body. I'm going to do 4 more. 4, 3, breathing out, 2, and 1. Then sit your bums down, put the long loops back, and you have a choice of 1 yellow, or even harder is no springs at all. We're doing some core work. Elbows on, so for a plank, elbows and knees down, feet on the headrest. And then you're going to soar from your arms forwards and back. Now, knees down is a little bit easier, and I wouldn't try a plank position on no springs. You just pop the knees down for a second. So safer is knees down, forearms down, moving on a yellow spring. If you want to go crazy, you're on a no spring, and you're moving from your elbows, breathing out. Okay, so look, you should feel that pretty quickly in your core. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then sit back, take a stretch. Good, 6, 5, it's a lovely child's pose stretch after all that. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, let's do 1 more final move. Okay, so this is a big move, so pike. Okay, now you don't have to do this, you can just start and stretch right away if you're not in for this. We're going to go hands onto the platform. We're going to go feet middle, feet together. We're going to come out into a plank position, and then you're going to scoop up and lift your hips up to bring it in, and then send the legs away. You really press the platform away with those arms, so press into the platform and scoop your arms to lift you up. And this is our last move on us, and then we've got a quick stretch off. And obviously you've got your reformers, so after we've done our quick stretches, then you could spend another 10 minutes holding your stretches for sort of 2 minutes each to really get the benefit. Okay, so if you need to stretch your muscles, they really know, then you need to spend a couple of minutes on each muscle. Just 2 more of these. 1 more, bring the carriage in, drop onto your knees, sit back. Well done. Good work. Okay, so bringing the carriage in, you're going to squeeze the levers, bring it up, and then swing your right leg forwards, and then press away straight. So Lucy, Tash, Maud, well done. Nick, well done. Irene, well done. I think that's all we had today that joined us live. Thank you for joining us. If I've missed anyone, apologies. So nice stretch on the back of the thigh. Like I said, you come back to this and do this stretch for a couple of minutes if you really want to increase your flexibility. But we've just got time for a couple of quick stretches. So swap legs. So just to feel, just feels nice, really. To really get the benefit, we need to hold these stretches for a lot longer. Kind of thing we're doing a sort of stretch class. We're changing the timing around on Sunday, bringing the class earlier to 10 a.m. instead of 12. That's going to be a permanent change on a Sunday. And then we're doing the same again on a Wednesday as well. That's a permanent change, bringing it forward to a 10. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then bring the leg in. Obviously, we'll let you know on a text. Come and step to the sides. You're going to hold onto the wall or a bar. You can pick up your foot, knees almost together, push the hip forwards, stretch the front of the thigh, nice and tall. Now press the foot into the hand and push the hip forwards. So press the foot and push the hip. Knees almost together, so don't want the knee out there. Knees, you can't see the other knee from that angle. Okay, and down, swap legs. Thank you to those guys who have bought some t-shirts. Catherine's been working hard to produce not only the t-shirts but the website as well, so there'll be like a separate website to order them, hopefully going in the near future. Feet together, arms up. Obviously if you're local near, I can just drop them in, up and over. And then over the other side. And we've even got some men's ones being produced. I wasn't wearing mine today, maybe tomorrow. Up and over. And then up and over. And then down. Good, roll the shoulders. Thank you very much. Good work. Lovely, well done. Good stuff. Yes, have a great day.
That was good, I enjoyed that.
And then we'll see you. Well, we'll see you on Sunday at a slightly earlier time of 10.